Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Animation. You are watching Learn Playwright with TypeScript series. In the last lecture, we learned about how to create an automation framework from scratch. In this lecture, we'll be learning what is MCP, we'll learn about Playwright MCP and Playwright CLI, and we'll see how those MCP and CLI works. First, let's start with large language model or LLM. So LLM stands for large language model, and I think most of you are now already familiar with ChatGPT. So what is an LLM? So LLM is nothing but a chat bot kind of stuff, like how you used to search in Google. You type a query, where to find it, and large language models are trained on a large number of data set, and based on their training they actually provide you the answers to the questions, and every time you ask a question to the LLMs, it will be dynamic data. Next, let's learn about what is an MCP. So MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. LLM can only give you some responses like text or sometimes image generation responses. So if I go into an internet, what is the Model Context Protocol or MCP? Here, as per the official explanation, it is MCP is an open source standard for connecting AI application to external system. That's what I mentioned. So you give LLM the power to connect with external systems. So using MCP, AI applications like Claude or ChatGPT can connect to data sources, files, databases, and tools like search engine. That's how I explain you the calculators, the workflow. So MCP gives LLM the power to do some kind of certain task like interacting with web browser. So here, if you see in my VS Code, so there is Copilot chat window which you can install easily on your VS Code by going to extensions and then type Copilot. So you will find this Copilot chat, and you can install this Copilot chat and you will get this kind of window. This actually can generate some code, but it cannot actually go in the web browser, and it cannot actually interact with the web browser and execute the test. So Playwright MCP gives LLM the power to connect to the web browser. So if I go into the Playwright MCP documentation, so you can see the MCP server provides browser automation capabilities, model context protocol enabling LLM to interact with web. So prerequisite of using this MCP is you need to have Node installed. It gives you a detailed explanation how you can install an MCP in your Copilot. I'll show you step by step how you can install MCP. They have also shown you how you can add MCP to your VS Code. So let's first create a new project. So I am on my code base, and in this folder, so I have Node already installed. If you do not have Node installed, just install the Node following my instruction which I have shown. So I will go inside this Playwright MCP folder. So now what I'll do, first I'll install Playwright. I'll go to the Playwright's documentation. I'll go to the installation. What I'll do is copy the npm command. So what I'll do, I'll just install npm init playwright latest. So it will ask me if I want to use TypeScript or JavaScript. I'll use TypeScript. I want to use end-to-end tests. Then I'll use the GitHub actions as true for now. You want to install Playwright browser? Yes, by default it's installing the browser because we will need it. So it is now downloading the browser. So the Playwright have been installed successfully, and all the browsers and dependencies are installed. So if I just clear this and let's see what kind of files it have generated. So it has generated node modules, package.json. Now let me open this in my VS Code. So I have opened this in my VS Code. So now what I'll do, I'll follow the documentation and I will install the Playwright MCP on my VS Code. In order to install MCP on your VS Code CLI, we can use this command. I'll be using this command. Then what I'll do, I will just paste it and I'll enter this. So if I go to the configure tools, you will see this Microsoft Playwright MCP is installed here. and it is selected this Playwright MCP what have been added, and this what this MCP gives you is a lot of tools. So it will give LLM the power to click, close browser, open browser, so all the default tools it will give. So here if you go into the documentation, you can read how the MCP actually works. So how the MCP provide tools for all common browser interactions. So it will go to the URL and then to perform click and typing, and it will take screenshot. By default, Playwright MCP run in the headed mode. So you can see the browser has been opened. So what I have done is here write test for web application of my dummy website I have given to validate login functionality using valid and non-valid credential, and run both the tests using Playwright MCP and make sure tests are working. So ideally what it should do is it will go to the web application, it will automatically open the application. So let's execute this and see if it is working fine or not. So it has created some to-do tasks. So what it is doing is it is using the Playwright MCP server to navigate to the URL. So as it is now, so I have not executed the test. So what it is doing, it is using the Playwright MCP to navigate to the URL, and now I have a provision I can use allowed review in this session. So allowed, for now I am doing allow once. So what it is taking now, it is taking the snapshots. So it will take the page snapshot. So it navigated to the login page, and for this I can also use allow once. So once I am allowing it once, so it ideally it should give the valid credential test. Perfect, I can see the login screen. Then it should provide the username and password. So it typed. So for now I'll just use, ideally you should not allow it without reviewing the session, but for this demo let me use this. So it has navigated to the URL. Now it is trying to sign in. Once the sign in is successful, you can see the logout is showing. So allow without reviewing I have used. So it is getting the page snapshot. So instead of taking screenshot, it is now going behind the screen and taking page snapshot. Now it should start using the invalid credential. Let me do is this and allow reviewing without session. So it should provide an invalid credential. I have not provided any invalid credential, so ideally it should generate, but it is running the MCP server for typing and navigating to the URL. So it is performing ran right click and then invalid email ID it has put. It should click on the sign in button. A login.spec.ts as I have mentioned, and it will write the code. So if I go here in the login.spec.ts, I can say for now I can keep. So let's say I have verified it. So what it have done is it has used this base URL, then validate email ID and password. So it has provided the password. So it has given you the raw format, how all the valid and invalid credential. So this is the power of Playwright MCP. So without giving any kind of locators, you just ask install the Playwright MCP and the LLM have the power to do all the things behind the screen and generate the test. So you can imagine you can provide some manual steps with all the detailed steps, and this will generate a working test case for you. But just note the context window, what kind of tokens you have consumed, because we will next compare this with the Playwright CLI, which do similar things. So you can see 22% token it has consumed with 35.3K in this context. Now let's move into Playwright CLI. Playwright CLI is the recent thing which Playwright have added. So if I go to the documentation, The Playwright CLI is a command line interface for browser automation designed for coding agents. It's a token efficient. So Playwright MCP used the tools for browser click, as I have already shown you. Here the Playwright CLI is using all the commands to open the browser, so it will do the same thing. So it will not give back the snapshots to the LLM. Instead, it will store the files in your local so that LLM can consume it later. So the key feature of Playwright CLI is the token efficiency. So it's a concise CLI output. Playwright have already given that Playwright CLI versus MCP is best for coding agents where you are working with large code base. You can see 35.3 is the token and the 22% of the context it has used. We will install a Playwright CLI. So what I will do, I will just create a new folder, Playwright CLI. And then I will go inside this folder. Then I will install Playwright again. So the Playwright is installed. So what I'll do, I will open my VS Code. So let's understand how can we install Playwright CLI. I'll be going into the Playwright CLI documentation. So they have provided all the details. So we need to install this npm install g, then Playwright CLI @latest. So instead of G will install it globally, but I wanted this as a dependency, so I'll not use G here. What I will do is I'll be installing Playwright CLI. It's very easier when you just have to use the commands and then it will install everything. So it has added 3 packages. So if I go to the package.json, you will be able to see here the Playwright CLI package is already installed. This is the step 1. Then as I mentioned, Playwright CLI uses skills. So what it will use for Cloud Code and GitHub Copilot. So I'll be copying the command and I'll be installing the skills. But to install the skill, I guess I need to first install Playwright CLI globally. So I do not have access to this. So I'll be using sudo. Now if I try this, now you can see this Playwright CLI skills have been added and it has created a new folder called .claude, and here in the reference you can see this has generated a bunch of MD files and there is a skill.md file is created. So if I explore this skill files, you will see the name is Playwright CLI and this is then automate browser interaction for testing Playwright test, and this is you have opened like for opening and closing the browser. It has given all the bunch of commands and you can see this is a comprehensive skill. You do not need to understand this, but if I go in the bottom section, it's so what this skills is giving, say running and debugging the test, it wants to refer the reference.playwright test.md file. So bunch of MD files it has created to let AI agent understand how to use this. So let's say it want to debug the test, so it can debug the test using this the commands. So it will refer to this MD file, and let's say if it want to use any kind of storage state cookies or local storage state, which I have already shown you in my previous lectures. So it will refer to this code snippet. So it's actually giving LLM the knowledge that if this situation appeared, how you can handle this kind of situations, like create the JSON file. So all the things, these are the example it has created. So that's how the Playwright CLI is getting used. And now if I execute the same test, I will be asking it to use Playwright CLI instead of Playwright MCP. So now I'll be executing it and see if it is using the Playwright CLI. So it is trying to activate the Playwright CLI. So now it is using this Playwright instead of Playwright MCP. It is using the Playwright CLI skills. So I'll allow it. So it is opening. So it is using this Playwright CLI snapshot. So this snapshot is actually what it will store all the snapshots locally. That's what the difference between Playwright MCP and Playwright CLI is. The open browser and navigation, so everything is happening under the hood, and the by default way of using Playwright CLI is a headless mode. That's the difference. By default MCP Playwright MCP uses headed mode, so that's also may use different context. So you will not see the browser have opened because the Playwright CLI uses headless mode, and so Playwright CLI is capturing all the snapshots. Playwright CLI will be able to see all the snapshots and the YAML files. Here it's written, it is saving all the page snapshot, page locators using this snapshot. So that's where it is more token efficient. So it is going to the page in the headless mode, and it is now storing all the snapshots here. So all the in the Playwright CLI folder, it has all the YAML files which have the page snapshot, and how it captured the snapshot is with using the reference link, not like exactly copy pasting all the DOM element. So it is creating now the loginspec.ts in the test folder, and it is now allowing me to keep this one. So what I can see here, it almost uses 20% of the token window. So there is still less number of tokens used in CLI. So this is only for one test. So let's say you need to now run the test or create some other test as well. So it can uses those locally saved snapshots. So definitely in long run, it will save a lot of tokens. So if I go into the documentation of Playwright CLI again, so Playwright CLI is actually run the test in headless mode and in parallel. So that's the default behavior of Playwright CLI is. And time for a knowledge check. If you follow the lecture, you'll be able to answer the questions. Feel free to provide an answer in the comment. I will reply if your answers are correct or not. Hope you like this video, guys, and this is one of the important video and much awaited video where I explain the Playwright MCP and Playwright CLI. And in the next video, I'll be explaining the AI agents and all the AI agents Playwright have created, how the agents work. Stay tuned, like the video, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on my next lecture.